Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever wondered why two people can start in the same place in life, with the same resources, yet end up with completely different financial realities, the answer is simple. The mind is the most powerful wealth building tool you have. The rich don't just earn more, they think differently, and that difference in thinking shapes every decision, every habit, and every outcome. Wealth begins not in the bank account, but in the mind. While most people are focused on surviving, the wealthy focus on thriving. They play the long game, invest in opportunities, and protect their energy from distractions. They understand that money is a servant, not a master, and they train their minds to see possibilities where others see problems. This isn't about luck. It's not about being born into wealth. It's about a mindset, the millionaire mindset, a set of beliefs, habits, and strategies that anyone can learn, adopt, and apply. When a problem appears, most people stop in their tracks, sigh, and say, "Well, I guess that's the end of the road." But for those with a millionaire mindset, a problem is nothing more than a disguised opportunity. They understand that inside every challenge lies the seed of innovation, the chance to do something others haven't thought of yet. Where the average person sees a dead end, the rich see a door and they start looking for the key. This ability to reframe challenges is what allows them to move forward while others stay stuck. It's not that millionaires live in a problem-free world. They face setbacks, failures, and disappointments just like everyone else. The difference is in their response. Instead of complaining, they get curious. They ask questions like, "How can I turn this into a win? What lesson is hidden here? Where is the gap that others are overlooking?" This curiosity opens their mind to possibilities that most people never even notice. This opportunity, focused thinking, also changes how they approach risk. Where most people see risk as something to avoid, the wealthy see it as something to manage and leverage. They know that without taking calculated risks, there can be no significant rewards. They study the risk, prepare for it, and then move forward confidently. In their eyes, the danger isn't in trying and failing, it's in failing to try. A prime example of this mindset can be seen in economic downturns. While the masses panic and retreat, millionaires often make their biggest moves during these times. Real estate prices drop, they buy. Stocks crash, they invest. Businesses close, they look for assets on sale. They understand that chaos in the market creates openings for those who are prepared and willing to act when others freeze. This way of thinking also extends beyond money into every area of life. If a relationship ends, they don't dwell endlessly on the loss. They see it as a chance to grow, meet new people, or realign with their values. If a project fails, they treat it as valuable data for the next venture. The focus is never on what was lost, but on what can still be gained. In short, the wealthy train their minds to spot the hidden gold in every situation. They know that opportunity doesn't usually come with flashing lights and welcome banners. It often shows up dressed as hard work, uncertainty, and even failure. But for those who can see beyond the surface, those moments are where the greatest fortunes are born. One of the most profound differences between the wealthy and the average person is their relationship with time. Most people spend their lives trading hours for dollars, believing that the only way to make more money is to work more hours. Millionaires reject this model entirely. They understand that time is the only truly limited resource. Once it's gone forever. While money can be earned, lost, and regained, time can only be spent once. This is why they guard their time more fiercely than they guard their bank accounts. For the wealthy, time is the currency of life. They structure their days with precision, focusing on high-value activities that produce long-term returns. They don't waste hours on meaningless tasks or distractions that don't move them closer to their goals. If something can be delegated, automated, or outsourced, they do it without hesitation. They would rather pay someone to mow their lawn, manage their calendar, or handle administrative work so they can focus on income-generating ideas and strategic decisions. Millionaires also understand the compound effect of time when it's invested wisely. Just as money compounds when invested, so does time when it's spent on skill, building, networking, and creating assets. A wealthy individual might spend a year learning a high-value skill or building a business system that pays them for decades to come. They're not focused on the immediate gratification of a quick paycheck. They're focused on creating systems that will generate wealth while they sleep. This mindset extends to how they view their daily habits. While many people measure productivity by how busy they are, the wealthy measure it by the results they produce. They understand that spending 8 hours on low-impact work is far less valuable than spending 2 hours making a decision that generates millions. They are outcome-driven, not activity-driven. This is why they can often work fewer hours than the average person and still earn exponentially more because they're working on the right things. Another key factor is that they respect not just their own time, but the time of others. Millionaires value efficiency in meetings, communication, and decision making. They surround themselves with people who also value time and operate with urgency and precision. They don't linger in indecision because they know that every delay has a cost, sometimes a bigger cost than money itself. Ultimately, valuing time over money shifts the entire trajectory of a person's life. The wealthy design their lifestyles so their time is spent on activities they love, with people they care about, while their wealth grows in the background. They're not chasing money at the expense of their life. They're using money to buy more life. This is the essence of true freedom, and it's why those who understand the value of time often end up with both time and money in abundance. For many people, money is the finish line, the thing they dream of, chase, and measure their success by. But for the wealthy, money is not the ultimate destination. It's the vehicle that takes them where they want to go. They understand that money by itself is just paper and numbers in an account. Its true power comes from what it allows you to do, the freedom it grants, the security it provides, and the opportunities it creates. This is why they don't get emotionally attached to money in the same way most people do. They see it for what it really is, a tool for building a better life. This perspective shifts the way they make financial decisions. If money is a tool, then the question becomes, how can I use this tool most effectively? Millionaires don't spend just to look rich, they spend with purpose. They buy assets that appreciate, invest in ventures that generate returns, and support causes that align with their values. Their purchases are strategic, not impulsive. They know that every dollar they control can either be a soldier working for them or a resource wasted. When money is treated as a tool rather than a trophy, it becomes easier to focus on value creation. Wealthy individuals understand that the fastest way to attract more money is to increase the value they provide to others. This might mean building a product that solves a problem, offering a service that changes lives, or developing an idea that transforms an industry. The emphasis is always on contribution first, knowing that financial rewards will naturally follow. This mindset also protects them from the trap of hoarding money out of fear. Many people cling to every dollar, terrified of losing it, but millionaires know that unused tools rust. They're willing to put money into motion, investing, partnering, innovating, because they understand that stagnation is the enemy of growth. They'd rather take a calculated risk with their money than let it sit idle and lose value over time. Another important aspect of seeing money as a tool is that it allows for a more balanced and fulfilling life. If money is only a goal, the chase never ends, and satisfaction is always out of reach. But if it's a tool, Then it becomes a means to enjoy experiences, spend time with loved ones, and create a legacy. Millionaires often talk about designing a life they don't need a vacation from, and money is simply the instrument they use to build that reality. In the end, this mindset frees them from the endless pursuit of more for the sake of more. They're not slaves to their bank balance, they're masters of it. By seeing money as a tool, they retain control over it instead of letting it control them. And because they treat it as a servant to their vision rather than the master of their life, they use it in ways that multiply both wealth and well-being. Before the wealthy put their money into stocks, real estate, or business ventures, they put it into the most valuable asset they own themselves. They know that the return on investment is often far greater and longer lasting than any traditional investment. This could mean learning new skills, attending seminars, hiring coaches, or reading books that sharpen their thinking. They treat personal growth not as a luxury, but as a necessity, because they understand that their earning potential is directly tied to the level of their knowledge and capabilities. Millionaires operate with the belief that the mind is the ultimate income generator. If they lose everything tomorrow, their mindset, skills, and resourcefulness will allow them to rebuild. This confidence comes from years of learning, improving, and stretching their abilities beyond comfort zones. They view education as an ongoing process, not something that ends with a diploma, but a lifelong journey of refinement and expansion. They're always upgrading themselves like a software update, staying relevant in a constantly evolving world. Self-investment also includes building powerful networks. The wealthy know that access to the right people can open doors that money alone cannot. They're intentional about surrounding themselves with mentors, peers, and collaborators who inspire them to think bigger and act bolder. They understand the principle that your income often reflects the average of the people you spend the most time with, so they choose their associations with care. Another way they invest in themselves is by maintaining their physical and mental health. Millionaires recognize that wealth is useless without the energy and clarity to enjoy it. They're often disciplined about exercise, nutrition, and mindfulness practices because they see health as the foundation for sustained success. A strong, energized body fuels a sharp mind, and a sharp mind makes better decisions, which directly impacts financial results. The wealthy also place a high value on specialized knowledge. While general knowledge has its place, it's specialized expertise that commands higher income and creates leverage. Whether it's mastering negotiation, marketing, technology, or leadership, millionaires seek depth in areas that give them a competitive advantage. They are not afraid to pay for high-level mentorship or exclusive programs because they know the right insight can cut years of trial and error. Ultimately, this habit of investing in themselves first creates an unstoppable cycle. Every new skill learned, every mindset shift embraced, and every relationship built increases their ability to create value. And when you can create value on demand, wealth becomes a natural byproduct. This is why so many self-made millionaires say, the best investment you can ever make is in yourself, because it's the one investment that no one can ever take away from you. One of the defining traits of the wealthy is their ability to think far beyond the next paycheck, the next month, or even the next year. They operate with a vision that stretches years, sometimes decades, into the future. While the average person might get frustrated if an idea doesn't pay off immediately, millionaires understand that true wealth is built over time. They know that lasting success requires patience, strategy, and consistency, qualities that are rare in a culture obsessed with instant results. This long-term thinking influences how they invest. They're not swayed by every headline or market dip because they understand the cyclical nature of business and finance. They focus on assets and strategies that will grow steadily over time rather than chasing risky trends for quick gains. Whether it's real estate, index funds, or building a brand, they plant seeds and allow them to mature, trusting the process rather than constantly digging them up to see if they've grown yet. Millionaires also apply this principle to relationships. They don't just network for immediate advantage, they cultivate connections that may not bear fruit for years. They understand that trust, loyalty, and reputation take time to build, but once established, they can create opportunities that last a lifetime. They're willing to invest effort into people without demanding instant returns because they see the bigger picture. The long-game mindset also shows in their approach to personal growth. They don't expect to master a skill in a week or transform their mindset overnight. They set a course, commit to daily habits, and allow compounding to work its magic. Just as compound interest turns small investments into fortunes over decades, small daily improvements in knowledge, discipline, and decision-making create massive transformations over time. Another critical aspect is their tolerance for delayed gratification. The wealthy are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term gains. They might drive a modest car, reinvest profits instead of spending them, or say no to impulsive purchases because they know that today's discipline creates tomorrow's freedom. This willingness to wait allows them to accumulate resources and make moves that others can't. Ultimately, playing the long game gives them stability in uncertain times. While others panic or abandon their plans when results are slow, millionaires stay the course. They understand that real wealth is not built in a moment of luck, but through years of consistent, intelligent action. This patience, combined with vision, is why they often end up with not only more wealth, but wealth that lasts for generations. So, when you strip away the myths, the luck, and the surface-level glamour, the truth about the rich becomes clear. Their wealth is built from the inside out. It's not just the size of their bank account that sets them apart, it's the size of their vision, the strength of their mindset, and the discipline of their actions. They focus on opportunities, protect their time, treat money as a tool, invest in themselves relentlessly, and play the long game without losing sight of the bigger picture. The good news: every single one of these principles is a choice you can make starting today. You don't need to be born into privilege or wait for some perfect moment to begin. You can train your mind to see what others overlook, spend your time on what truly matters, and put your resources, however small they may be right now, to work for you. Wealth is not an event, it's a process. And that process begins the moment you decide to think differently, because once you shift your mindset to align with the habits of the wealthy, the results will follow not overnight, but inevitably. Remember this: money will always follow the person who provides value, stays disciplined, and keeps their eyes on the horizon. That person can be you. All it takes is the decision to start thinking, acting, and living like the wealthy long before the wealth shows up. And when it does, you won't just have more money, you'll have the wisdom to make it last, the freedom to enjoy it, and the power to use it for something far greater than yourself. That's the true secret of the millionaire mindset.